What's going on, everybody? I'm Kyle Kabongo here with
Ryan Dugan, head coach of Methuen High Football.
newly named head coach of Methuen, offensive coordinator beforehand, right? First of all, how excited are you for this opportunity that you got this season to be the head coach? It's always everyone's dream to be a head coach, but it's official now. It's like, when they made the announcement and you heard that they were going to name you head coach, what's kind of your thoughts coming?
Yeah, I was ecstatic. I mean, I grew up in Methuen. I graduated from high school there in 2005. I played high school football there. I've pretty much dedicated my life to Methuen High football. I started, as an assistant in 2009, and then I've been the offensive coordinator there since 2013. So I had a lot of pride and excitement, a little bit of nervousness, but I try to put that aside, and for the most part, I was just excited and ready to get going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for this team, you guys, the turnover. That's one thing about high school. High school and college is always the turnover when you're losing so many talented players. But with that, there's a lot of talent players that are going to be stepping up to the plate, right? First, losing a player like Shane. Everybody knows how great Shane was and what he meant for the Methuen program, right? How kind of like his play on the field, how did that motivate these guys that are going to come in and take that, you can't replace him, but you're going to have an opportunity to showcase their talent. What kind of motivation did he give to those guys and to showcase their talents, and now they're getting their opportunity?
Yeah, I think anytime. I mean, Shane Easton's a great player. Probably one of the best players, if not the best in Methuen high school history. I think anytime you have a player with that talent, it just elevates the guys underneath him to try to, in more of a better term, be the next Shane Easton. A lot of those guys are trying to be the next number two on the field. So I think Shane had a tremendous work ethic at practice. In the weight room, he worked extremely hard, mentally knowing all his football plays and stuff like that. I think a lot of the juniors and sophomores that saw him and how he approached practice, everyone sees him in the game doing all types of amazing things, but you watch him in practice and kind of the way he prepares and things like that. I think it helps motivate all the young guys in the off season, because they see him getting all the accolades and stuff like that, but they know the work is required. So we're blessed at Methuen to have, a team pretty much of 80 plus guys. Every mid-August we'll start with 80 plus guys, sometimes 90 plus guys, and everyone's pretty hard work and tough kids ready to go.
Right, yeah. And for you being the offensive coordinator, these last several years, right? How much easier is it for you? Because it's just switching hats. Going from offensive coordinator to head coach, but the skill sets of these guys that that are going to be on your team, and you know what they can and can't do, right? And so how much easier is that knowing that you kind of understand like what these guys can and can't do and how you could utilize?
Yeah, no, it's like status quo. I mean, I'm ready for the summer to be over, honestly, because like a guy just, in my opinion, you can only do so much. It's very important stuff, the workouts and the lifting and the speed and agility and all the conditioning and all the training, but at the end of the day, like, I'm a football coach at heart. I'm a scheme guy at heart. I'm an X and O guy. I'm a practice coach. Like, I love coaching the sport of football with the kids at practice, in the games, and stuff like that. So status quo for me as an offensive coordinator. The one change will be, I've been in the booth calling offensive plays since 2014, 2015. So it's been a while since I've been on the field. In the spotlight, calling plays on the sideline. So that will be a little bit of an adjustment. But as far as the players we have coming back and what we want to do on offense, I'm excited for that part to pick back up again because, like I said, I'm a little bit over the summer. But
yeah, definitely. And also this year in the Merrimack Valley Conference, it's a full Merrimack Valley Conference schedule, right? And as I said to Coach Fielding, the importance of that is there's so many good teams. It's like no nights off, right? But that helps in two ways. That helps you guys get better. That also helps you guys when it comes down to season, when the rankings come out and stuff like that, right? So, can you just speak on that aspect of having a full Merrimack Conference schedule this year?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I would be shocked at the end of the year if Methuen doesn't have a top 5 strength of schedule in the ratings. We have a gauntlet of a schedule, but it's like that every year. I mean, the Merrimack Valley is loaded. We tell our kids all the time. There's no cupcakes on the schedule. Every single game we play is a war. I don't care if it's Central Catholic. We've had battles across the board with Lawrence and Haverhill and North Andover and teams like that. Every game is an absolute war. Our kids are ready. We tell our kids all the time, you have to be confident that you can beat any team in the state, but you also have to be humble enough that any team in the state can beat you on any given night. So the Merrimack Valley is the hardest conference in my opinion in the state of Massachusetts, top to bottom. So there's definitely no nights off.
Um, what is some things that you've seen during these off-season workouts that when camp starts around, you're like, okay, this is something these guys right away they're gonna have a full understanding, and I don't need to worry about that. And there's something is like, okay, this is work in progress, but we'll get better at this as camp goes on and as the season goes on.
In the summertime? Yeah, so the leadership, I would say number one, the leadership from the returning players is paramount. I mean, in the summertime, all the kids know, we start at 6:30 a.m. sharp, and the kids know that if it's 6:31 and the leaders of the team haven't gotten the stretching ready and the stretching going, they're going to hear it from me. So we're a very punctual team. The leadership getting the weight room, set up and cleaned up, all the little things. I mean, teaching the younger kids how to lift. We have some incoming freshmen at the summer workouts this year. Teaching those kids the ropes, teaching those kids proper form in the weight room is huge. And then you go to the 7-on-7s, you do things like that. I would say overall, the leadership this summer has been tremendous.
Yeah, definitely. You've been able to coach some really good players. Also, I was just talking to a couple other coaches about this. Is like the quarterback position in Massachusetts. It's really getting a big national spotlight now. We've got some guys make some news the last couple of days. You were able to coach Drew Eason, a very, very talented quarterback. What do you think, in your opinion, is the reason for like we're getting all these great young quarterbacks, and it's not only in one class, it's in each different class, right? What do you think? Can you pinpoint to why that is? Or?
I can't pinpoint a specific reason. I would just say that as soon as you start to get a crop of really good quarterbacks, it just builds the energy in the state and in the community that everyone gets motivated to be the next best kid. So a lot of social media is a huge part of it. I mean, ever since, I always like segment things in pre-COVID, post-COVID. In my opinion, it's like post-COVID, all of a sudden, maybe it's because we had Drew Eason as the quarterback, but I feel like the social media and the quarterback academies and the quarterback camps and everybody just wants to motivate and push each other. And for the most part, there isn't that much bad blood between that group. All the quarterbacks kind of work together in their own summer stuff, and I think it's just more like the intrinsic motivation.
Yeah, definitely. Week one, what do you have on week one? What's
so week one we have Marshfield at home.
Right off the bat.
We've played them. This will be our 5th year playing them, and every game it comes down to like the last 60 seconds. Right. I mean, the first time we played them, we didn't convert like a 4th and 12 with like 30 seconds left at like the 30 going in, and then we stopped. We had made a goal line stand against them 2 years ago as time expired. Last year again, we got stopped at like the 20 going in to take the lead with like a minute left. I mean, every single game. It's honestly like one of my favorite games to coach is the Marshfield game. They run a super fast no huddle, they're crazy fast, but it's wicked. It's very competitive, and it's just one of those games that our kids have to be ready.
Are they coming to you guys?
They are. They're coming home. It's just nice not to get on the bus ride.
Yeah, that's a long ride. that's definitely a long ride. Yeah. Make sure you check them out. Season opener at home. Also, plug in the team's social media page if they want to, see the schedule and just know what's going on with Methuen sports.
Yeah, definitely. You can follow Methuen High School Football on Twitter at Coach Dugan Methuen. You can find all the information on there.
And lastly, how much, Coach Ryan, how much, has he been, how much has he meant for you, and how helpful has he been for you during this transition?
Yeah, no, I've been, like I said, I've been coaching high school football at Methuen since 2009. I've worked under, 2 other head coaches besides Tom Ryan, him being the third, and he's a tremendous friend to me. I wouldn't be here without him to this day. Just the mentorship and the guidance he gave me over the past 10 years. Not, a little bit on football, but more about like the organization and being a leader in the community and just leading a group of young men to be better role models and better characters in the community and for the school and for the program. So more about that. He's one of my good friends, and like I wouldn't be here without him. So he's a great guy.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Coach Ryan. Make sure you check them out, Coach Dugan. Appreciate it. We're looking forward to seeing you guys this season. And hopefully everybody stays healthy. So we pray for health. We pray for health.
Absolutely, everybody.
Yes, sir.